Hello and welcome to The Good, The Bad and The Ugly, the video series from GLG where we give our thoughts on a video game, movie or TV show that we have recently indulged in and break down what we thought was good, bad and ugly, or lovely in those rare occasions where the property is just too bloody good. But before we get into it, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button for more fantastic videos from Girlish Gaming. Justice League, a movie that feels like it's been in production for, well, about 5 minutes. While Marvel Studios put together a well-constructed, interconnected universe, introducing us to each core Avenger one at a time for their own standalone movie, DC has decided against slowly doing the same, opting instead to throw the whole Justice League at us at once, like someone with Tourette's ruining a joke by blurting out the punchline way too early. Knock knock. Who's there? Fuck off! But you can't blame the guys at DC for looking at Marvel taking the cinematic world by storm, like the cool kid picking up chicks and thinking, I want a slice of that pie. But the question is, how does DC's latest outing stack up? Good. The first two movies in the DC cinematic universe were a bit dour to say the least, but luckily this trend was broken with the release of the critically acclaimed Wonder Woman, which had a far lighter tone. Thankfully, this has been taken a step further in Justice League, which isn't just light in tone but also includes more humour than in the other films, with one particular character having all the best lines. The characters old and new all have great chemistry, which make the little moments of dialogue between them stand out as some of the stronger parts of the film. Having already been introduced to Wonder Woman and Batman in previous films, the two DC powerhouses played tremendously by Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck come across as surrogate parents to 3 children. Aquaman the Rebel, Cyborg the Emo, and Flash, who played by Ezra Miller, steals the show as a socially awkward young man who can't hide his awe at being in the Justice League, with a particular highlight being the moment in which his face is beaming with wonderment at sitting in the Batmobile. The bad. DC's decision not to introduce some of the characters in previous movies causes Justice League to suffer severe pacing issues at the start of the film. While this settles down as the movie progresses, the quick-fire introductions to the new members and their backstories feels incredibly rushed and doesn't give the viewer time to start caring about the characters in the same way that we do about Batman and Wonder Woman. Steppenwolf, the movie's antagonist, is also a particularly weak part of the film. He is one-dimensional, unoriginal, and despite all his bravado, never really feels like a threat to the world. Also, his minions and the area in which the end battle takes place feel remarkably similar to Geonosis in Star Wars Attack of the Clones. The ugly. Now when we say ugly, we mean ugly. For a movie with such a high profile and budget, the CGI in this film is horrible. Steppenwolf looks like he's a cartoon character, the character models look like rubber dolls during the fight scenes, and I swear there's a moment where Cyborg's head seems to shift by a few inches when his body isn't even moving. And while CGI isn't everything, it's extremely disappointing for a 2017 movie to contain special effects that look about 15 years out of date. Justice League is by no means perfect and it's very cliche at times, but if you ask me if I enjoyed it, my answer would be a definite yes, and Ezra Miller's performance as the Flash is worth the price of admission alone. And if the post-credit scenes are anything to go by, this franchise is not going away anytime soon, so it's definitely worth a watch. We rate this movie as good.